Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, I've had problems with my internet, both on my PC and my phone, so I'm going to just have to do this as a pre recorded video. There's several things that I want to talk about, so I'm going to break this up into separate videos. The first thing I want to talk about is this situation in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where you had this Chinese beauty supply owner punch a black woman in the face. Apparently, this is what happened. You had a black woman going to the store. She had her children with her. One of her children, her small children, grabbed an item and took it out of the store without paying for it. This Asian guy confronted them, and then they had an argument, and this guy proceeded to punch this black woman in the face. Now, this Asian guy was captured on video when this thing happened. He has been charged with assault and battery, which is a good thing. And I just want to take some time to share my thoughts about this situation. This is not the first time where you have one of these Asian store owners disrespect black people or black women in particular. Not too long ago, I did a video about this Asian man that choked this black woman, choked her out, put her on the floor and all that kind of stuff inside of the store, accusing her of stealing some eyelashes. For that, he choked her. This guy, if I recall correctly, even kicked her. And now we have this situation where this guy punches a black woman in the face. This is so outrageous, man. It is so sickening to see this kind of stuff happen. And the thing that makes it even worse, it's not just a matter of hearsay or anything like that. This was captured on video in both of these situations. So the only good thing about this Asian guy has been charged with assault and battery, and I hope that he's punished to the full extent of the law. So that's the first thing that I want to say. And then the second thing is this, man. We need to stop supporting businesses that don't support us. We need to stop giving our money to businesses that do not respect us as a people. It doesn't make sense for us to give our money to these people. Businesses like this business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is called John's Beauty Supply, they need to be put out of business. Not a single black dime should go to these people. And people in that community need to picket in front of that store and urge people not to give a single dime to that store. They need to do that until that business is driven out of business. That's how you deal with these people. We see this time and time again where you have all these foreign-owned businesses in black communities, owning and controlling the businesses in our community. Brother Malcolm told us about this. He talked about the need for black people to own and control the institutions in the black community. And it's high time that we learn from the brother and implement what the brother talked about. You have these businesses owned by these people that don't even live in the community. As the brother Malcolm X told us, they take the money out of town. All the money they earn from black people, they take it out of town and bring it into their communities, enriching their communities, enriching their families at the expense of our community. So it's time for us to boycott these people, man. Boycott them until they are closed down. People often wonder why, when there's some kind of rebellion, why do black people destroy the so-called businesses in the black community? They destroy them because they don't own them. They destroy them because many of these businesses have no respect for black people. So black people have no respect for their institutions, their businesses either. That's why these businesses are targeted. But we can destroy these businesses without throwing a single brick. We can destroy these businesses without throwing a single Molotov cocktail. We can destroy them with our dollars. We need to understand that every single thing we do is political. The money that we spend is political. We need to make sound political decisions when it comes to our money. We need to support our own. And the sad thing about it is this occurred in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a place where black people had a black Wall Street at one point, where we owned and controlled many of the businesses in the black community. But those businesses were wiped out by white racists. And here we are today, depending on some foreign person to provide us with beauty products, depending on some foreign person to give us foreign hair so that we can feel good about ourselves. We need knowledge of self. We need to learn to love ourselves and appreciate ourselves, to accept our own, embrace our own, instead of trying to be someone that we are not, trying to wear hair that doesn't even resemble African hair. We need to love our African selves and spend among ourselves. You mean to tell me that black women cannot create their own beauty supply stores, or black men, black people can't create their own? We have our own barber shops. We have our own beauty salons. So why can't we have our own beauty supply places? It's time for us to own our communities, own the businesses and the politics in our community, as the brother Malcolm X said. It's time for us to do that. And we also need to use our political power to ensure that people like this, people that commit crimes against our community, make sure that they are punished. It is not enough for this man to face charges. I hope that he is sentenced. And the only way that we ensure that there is justice is if the people show out, if the people make their presence known at these court hearings, that they make their presence known. They attend the court hearings. They participate in the court hearings. That will make it clear to the court that this is something that matters to the community. Because if the community is not invested in it, they can sweep this under the rug, and we could have another situation where we have one of these people get away with abusing our sisters. And it's time for the black man to stand up, man. It's time for the black man to stand up. We can't allow these people to disrespect our women like this, disrespect our children like this. We're supposed to be maintainers and providers in our community, man. You can't call yourself a man if you allow some other group of men to own and control your businesses and treat your women and children with utter disrespect. It's manhood time, man. It's nation time in the black community. It's time for us to act like it. Yeah, so I just had to share my thoughts about this situation. This is outrageous that here we are in 2018 and we still don't own and control the businesses in our community. We have these elected officials, but what about our businesses, man? Why is it that any black community that you go to anywhere in this country, you will see all the businesses owned by somebody other than black people? Why is that? You don't see that in China. You don't see Chinese businesses owned by African Americans or, some other groups of people. So it's time for us to do for ourselves, man, and stop depending on these people that have no respect for us.